Okay, I'm not going to promise I'm not going to say anything else on the Charlie Kirk incident. I've been out of the state for the last 5 days, so I haven't had a chance to say anything, and I doubt I'll say much. I'm going to let things play out as they will. I may talk a little bit about some of the peripherals, sort of higher education and what's going on there in response. But in the short term, what I want to talk about very briefly is his wife. And I'm going to say this delicately, and to be honest with you, once again, as we have covered on this podcast, I'm the one defending Catholic doctrine. I don't believe Catholic doctrine. I'm the one defending it, right? But in her theology, now going back, and I'm not going to go. We've gone through these in other podcasts, and I'm not going to go all the way through everything, but we've covered this in the past. That it was declared by Pope Eugene IV and by council that anyone not in the bosom of the Catholic Church, in good standing at the time of death, will burn forever in hell with Satan and his angels. And in fact, even in there, it specifically says, even if one has his blood shed for Christ. So there are no exceptions to that. Now, they of course have modified that because popes can be wrong on matters of faith, which they're not supposed to agree to that, but they can be. And since one pope can be wrong on a major matter of faith, they all can be wrong on major matters of faith. Let's just say that. It follows, the argument follows. Anyway, he's trying to keep the train on the tracks. You can read Augustine or Aquinas. I may put up their quotes here. We may have covered them before on purgatory. That's clearly a fire. It burns. It's corporal punishment. It is fire that is felt. Now, again, they have had their discussions on whether it's real fire or not fire, but whether it is or not, it is felt as fire. Again, Augustine and Aquinas, two other big boys, two of the doctors of the faith. R.C. Sproul loves him some Aquinas. She must believe, his wife must believe, that he is being tortured by God with no means of grace, by the way. Not being Catholic, he does not have access to the means of grace. He does not have access to the treasury of merit, which is where all the saints who did so much good, God is so far in their debt, he has to let them into heaven immediately, and they have all these extra good works. It goes into the treasury of merit that is doled out by the Catholic Church to people to help them get out of purgatory. Right, that's the short version of purgatory. We've covered things, the brown scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel here. We've covered other things about that's the Sabbatine promise, other things about purgatory, so I'm not going to go into that. But, short story, his wife must believe he's being tortured by God in purgatory for a very long time because he has no access to grace. Sorry, that's their doctrine in short, and it's a lot worse than that.